Both sides go through their final moments of preparation. It'll be Indy Fiao to get us underway for Mount Ridley, and action underway here at Seabrook Reserve in this round 2 Storm Cup clash. Grange with first use of the footy. They quickly bring it back with plenty of gusto. Chopped down around the legs there by Chu Xing. Man, just like that, they're already 35 metres out from their own line. Will that kickoff return? Getting their set started in the best possible fashion here for the Grange. Shows on the inside and straight through a hole. Bursting through Malka. Looking to burn past the fullback. Turns on the afterburners. And what a start to this round 2 clash. It's PJ Malka and he burns them with his pace. He left the fullback for dead. And he goes over untouched under the posts. Well, the Grange quickly exposing this right edge defence of Mount Ridley. And it's the Grange number 5, PJ Malga, who gets the opening 4-pointer of the contest. Well, he still had plenty of work to do. He had the fullback coming across in cover. Just the ever so subtle change of direction, turn of speed. And he breezed through to go over untouched on the post. It just opened up for him on this left-hand edge. It was a simple pass, just a nice line run, and he earns the rewards right there. So 4-0 the scoreline after just only a few seconds of play, and KC Tanua Brown knocks over the extra 2 points. So 6-0 Grange leading over Mount Ridley. Well, I said the opening exchanges would go a long way to seeing if Mount Ridley were up for this clash, whether they could match the physicality. Well, if that first set is anything to go by, the Grange, they're going to be a tough outfit to try and defeat here this afternoon. Off the kickoff return, they went 35 metres. And they took 2 more tackles. So, yeah, took a little run out from dummy half, just a simple pass. And PJ Malga said, thank you very much. So try that again. Mount Ridley to kick off once again. This time will be Deacon King with the kicking duties. And he puts it over in a similar spot, getting across there. Once again was Fatiliai. And now steaming onto it once again. Chopped down around the legs. Grange looking to stamp their authority early. Fatiliai. Fatiliai links up there. Talfo cut down his own 40-metre line. Back towards the middle they go. Sivanala. Just shy of halfway. Comes out. Tanua Brown, first receiver. Little shift out to this left-hand side once again. Here goes Malga. Malga turns on the speed. Steps off the left foot. He's going to get an early double. He hands it off. A bit of unselfish football, and Coretti will go over under the post. And it's back-to-back tries to start this first half for the Grange. Well, it was a carbon copy of their first try just a few moments earlier. PJ Malga burst through a hole once again and unselfishly handed off to Matthew Coretti, who strolled over untouched, and the points continue to get piled on here by the Grange. Well, how about the speed from Malka? Too fast, too strong, and just breeze through that right edge defence of Mount Ridley, who have very little answers already in this first half. As Tanua Brown adds the extras, 12-0 the score, the Grange leading over Mount Ridley. And in just 2 sets of football, we've seen 2 tries already scored in almost identical fashion. So Mount Ridley just desperate to defend a set and get their hands on the footy. Still yet to touch the football. What a start it has been from the Grange. They were always going to be tough to stop this afternoon, but what they've shown in their opening 2 sets could be a long afternoon coming up here for Mount Ridley. Got to show some grit, some determination. They're outsized, they're outmanned by a more classy Grange outfit. looking to show a bit of pride on the jumper and put in a strong performance nonetheless. So King gets us underway once again. And once again, it is that man Coretti, or Fatilia, I should say, who takes it there in the pink headgear. As they work it back forward. Sivanella. 35 metres out. Ta'ia hands it off to his middle forward. Goes in a one-on-one battle there with Fafita. Now, Ta'ia from dummy half. Not the biggest body out there this afternoon, but certainly nifty with ball in hand. A great turn of speed. Tanoa Brown, first receiver. Flat pass, and they're going to deem it forward. So as Tanoa Brown try to link up with Taufo. Ball just drifting forward ever so slightly, and finally at last, Mount Ridley will get their hands on the football. Must say I've been impressed by just the speed at which the Grange are going about their work when they are putting a shift on. Hitting the ball at speed. And that makes it tough for any defensive outfit to try and handle. So we'll see what Mount Ridley have got with ball in hand now. They'll feed the scrum 45 metres out from their own line. Comes out to Chu Xing. Jinks off his right foot, still going, does a little pirouette. Heads back towards traffic, drifting cross field, and eventually will be taken and driven back towards the 50-metre line. Almost had it pinched, and a penalty going the way of Mount Ridley. So when it rains, it pours. Everything going their way at the moment in the past 20 seconds or so, and as a result, Deacon King will kick for touch. It came off the side of the boot. It's either going to be an incredible kick or go straight in the hands of the Grange, and it's that of the former. I mean, it almost looked like it was going to be cleaned up and mopped up at the back by the Grange, but nonetheless, it eventually fires the sideline, much to Mount Ridley's relief. And as a result, they'll get the ball 20 metres out from the Grange line. Well, we've seen what the Grange can do with ball in hand. We'll see what they got the defensively right here. So Chu Xing quickly hands it off to Ilo Ilo. Ilo Ilo chopped down around the ankles. Chu Xing trying to crash their way. Quickly swarmed upon there by a number of Grange jerseys. Fiawi in a dummy half. Hands it on to Fafita. Fafita goes close near the post, still going. Handled there by Tafoa. Brought down just shy. Now from dummy half. Fiawi. No way through. And eventually they'll spread out to this right-hand side. King has to try and jink off his right foot. Still wrestling there with the Grange defence. Looking to use the post to his advantage. Grange defence holding strong. Fifth and last now for Mount Ridley. Looking for their first points of the contest. Chu Xing. Little grubber in behind. It sits up and it's a friendly bounce. And cleaned up by Coretti. One of Grange's just earlier try scorers there to mop up at the back. And they survived that first real defensive pressure put on there by Mount Ridley. Both sides just stopped momentarily as the ball hit the deck, but it'll be Grange ball. Now from dummy half. Malka just try and stop him in these opening exchanges. Somebody forgot to tell him he's a winger. He's been charging onto the ball like he's the biggest front rower out there. Is now a bit of footwork from Fatilio. They continue to go through the middle. Looking to get in behind the marker. Slipping out of the tackle was Mulipola. Gets them up over their 40-metre line. Fifth and last. Comes out Tanoa Brown. Just outside his own 40. It's a shallow kick, goes high up, end over end. Grange will have a chance to play at the ball. It sits up and eventually cleaned up there by Mount Ridley, and they'll start their set 40 metres out from their own line. As they work it back towards the middle. Heavy contact, getting driven back there by Sivanella. Pauta involved as well. Now a bit stop-start all of a sudden. Sirafau. Wrestling there with Ta'ia. So Mount Ridley just getting themselves in the arm wrestle ever so slightly in these past couple of minutes. Fiawi on this right edge. They go down the short side once again. Nice ball out to his winger. They've got a chance here on the inside. Cover coming across, steps in. And Hawkow be brought to ground. Chance here for Mount Ridley still. They spread it back towards the middle. Kolomalu puts a little kick in over the top, looking for the crossbar. And it'll go out dead. So 20-metre tap coming right up for the Grange. So just lost their way at the back end. They're set. Nice little bit of vision there from Deacon King. Fired the pass out. Hawkow had a bit of time and space on this right wing, but well defended by the Grange. As Coretti brings it forward. Ta'ia. It's the outside backs chipping in. Mulapalo taking another curry in his own end. Ta'ia shows the dummy. Pinches 10, 20 metres, still going. Ta'ia licks the leg back up through the middle. And Coretti will race away once again. And it's a first half double for Matthew Coretti. In some serious try-scoring form this afternoon. It all started Latrell Ta'ia. He showed on his left, showed on his right, poked his nose through. And then as coolly as you like, linked up with his centre through the middle. Matthew Coretti stiffing in and around the ruck once again, and he earns the chocolates and goes over untouched for the second time of asking. Grange showing just like that, they can quickly break open this Mount Ridley defence. Mount Ridley had gotten to the arm wrestle for a few minutes or so there. Just a few tired bodies through the middle, and Latrell Ta'ia spotted that and took full advantage. He just sliced his way through, straight through the guts of the Mount Ridley defence. Tanua Brown lines up this attempt from right in front to make it 18 points to 0. Makes no mistake, 18-0 the scoreline. The Grange leading over Mount Ridley here at Seabrook Reserve in this round 2 Storm Cup clash. So tries to PJ Malga. And a double to Matthew Coretti. It's the outside backs having all the joy, reaping the benefits of some strong running through the middle from their middle forwards. So Deacon King to eventually get us back underway. And King, it's a wobbly old kick off and kept in the field of play there by Famawina. He had a little guilty look, but just there turns something into nothing. Nothing into something as he races away, looking to get back there. Is the fullback for Mount Ridley. He brings him to ground, but gets the ball away. Pumps the ball back on the inside, reaching for it was Fatilei. He's brought down just shy. With the Mount Ridley defence all over the place, they go from dummy half. And it'll be a professional foul against Mount Ridley. Well, they were shot to pieces just about all over the park. Little they could do there to try and stop a certain 4-pointer being scored. And Tony Vasa sent for 10 minutes in the bin. So play continues here. Tafoa brought down just shy. Mount Ridley down a man. Ta'ia tries the crash play, left behind Maiava momentarily, and the unforced error occurs. And what a let-off that is to Mount Ridley. Well, down a man, man the bin. Mount Ridley more than happy to see that ball hit the deck. I don't know how much longer they were going to be able to repel this Grange offense. And as a result of that error, they'll have a chance to work it out of their own end and reset. Try and soak as much time off the clock while they're down a man. Well, how about that from Mulapalo? Just turned nothing into something. Did well to keep the ball in the field of play and then just took off down that sideline before trying to get the ball back on the inside as Matt Ridley breakthrough. 1, 2, 3 tackles, still going, pops the ball around the corner, a bit of ad-lib footy. Here goes Hawkow. Hawkow looking to weave his way back through traffic. And they'll get the tackle just past halfway. What a start to their set that was. King first receiver, quickly hands it off. Fiawi. 40 metres out from the Grange line. And it was the run through the middle, popped the ball around the corner to Hawkow, who's had a couple of looks in open space already in this first half. Chushing. King shows on his right-hand side, almost hurdles over the top of one would-be Grange defender. Ball comes out to Fiawi once again, looking to go back to where he came from. Jeez, it's a rugby union-like pass off the ground. He'll be asked to go back and play the ball. Audacious, worth a try from Kai Fiawi, but play asked to go back. Now with King, shows it, ball in one hand, pops the little kick around. Coming through here is tracing through was Hawkow. It'll be Grange ball, but a few glimmers of some nice moments for Mount Ridley with ball in hand. Impressed with Deacon King early. Showed it in one hand, put a little kick in it. Was half a chance there for Lloyd Hawkow. Just couldn't reel it in, and as a result, Grange will take it back to the 20-metre line and reset. Here he is, Coretti. Gets picked up and put onto his back. Strong tackle there from Ilo. Down this short side they go once again. Ball around the corner, bit of ad-lib footy, put through the hands and a chance. He's got some open pasture in front of him. Ball back on the inside. Coretti. Coretti's got the legs, he's got the pace. He'll head over in the corner and make that a first half hat-trick for Matthew Coretti. As easy as you like. The Grange continue to pile on the points, and they do it with ease down that right-hand side. It was the late offload. It opened up the time and space. And from there, they were always going to score. And guess who? Matthew Coretti, once again, scoring yet another 4-pointer. 3 tries in just a few minutes of play. What a start it has been to this contest for that young man. So Tanoa Brown to line up this conversion attempt, his most difficult of the afternoon as of yet. This one from on the far sideline. Younger brother of Jermaine Tanoa Brown, who's, of course, playing for the North Queensland Cowboys in the NRL, as that conversion attempt falls just short. Casey impressed last year in his 2022 campaign with the Grange, getting another run at that starting 7 jersey in 2023. Well, they've been exposed on the edges so far, Mount Ridley. First half hat-trick to Matthew Coretti, and he doesn't look like stopping anytime soon. Just popping up in the perfect moment, time and time again. As King looks to get us back underway shortly. They might try the short kickoff here potentially. They go the grubber. Yeah, with enough sense to let it roll right past him as he dives on the football. And Mount Ridley, that little trick play, forcing the error. So yeah, could hear the footsteps coming behind him. And as he went to pounce on the ball just bubbled free. And the trick play off the kickoff working wonders for Mount Ridley. They'll pack a scrum 20 metres out from the Grange line. So they're set up all the way to this left-hand side. For Feeder, Chushing All set up as King feeds the scrum. Chu Xing, ball on the inside for feeder. Hurdles over the top of the would-be tackler, Famawina. Head up this left-hand side once again. King, seeing plenty of the ball, hands it off. Fiawi goes back, comes again the second time of asking. Almost burst his way through an individual effort. King thought he might have got there, but he's brought down just shy. Chu Xing. King shows on his right. Jinx off his left. Now heading out, runs out of territory, tries to go over in the corner, and Deacon King does it all himself. They'll just have to check he didn't go out before slamming the ball down in the corner. And the referee, Coretti's calling for a set it up to the bunker. Deacon King thinks he scored. Turning something out of nothing. And there you have it. Deacon King does it all himself. And he grabs Mount Ridley's first four-pointer of the afternoon. Well, it was that trick play off the kickoff from the Grange try just moments earlier. They got the ball back. And then down that left-hand side, Deacon King, I just touched on him moments earlier. He's been their best so far in what's been a tough start to this first half. Just a little bit of ad-lib footy. And too big, too strong, close to the line. 22-4 kick to come here for Mount Ridley. So Fiawi to line up this attempt from the far sideline. He steps in, strikes it nicely, wanting it to come back, and yes it does! That sideline conversion successful. 22 points to 6 the score. Mount Ridley finally find their first bit of joy in this first half. So the Grange to get us back underway. Ball eventually brought up here by Tanua Brown. Mount Ridley wanting to build on the momentum they've found at the back end of this first half. As Tanua Brown puts it high up in the sky. It's a shallow sort of kickoff. Charging onto it and showing great bravery. Fiau. He just knocked over that conversion attempt moments earlier and shows a great awareness to make sure he got himself there just in the nick of time with a number of Grange jerseys towering upon him. So looking to complete after points. Through the middle they go, taken here by Pauta and Mayava. For Feeder to play at 45 out. Asira foul. Pumping the legs post-contact. Gets them up into Grange half. Chu Xing in a dummy half. King first receiver. Pops around on the inside. Almost bursting through there was Fiawi. He's eventually dragged down, but all of a sudden Mount Ridley with all the go forward. Chu Xing opts to go from dummy half. Eventually finds King. Puts a little chip kick over the top. Getting back across. It's not a friendly bounce for the Grange. The ball bobbling around. Eventually grabbed there by Coretti. As Mount Ridley forced the repeat set. I just feel as though Chu Xing probably should have given it to King on the first time of asking. They had the quick play. The ball had all the momentum down that right-hand side. He eventually ran out of options before finding King eventually. And by that point, King just had to put a little nice, well-weighted chip kick over the top. And luckily for the Grange, Matthew Coretti back there. As the wobbly old kickoff attempt comes out to King, who dives on the ball before handing it off to Asira foul. Mount Ridley looking for back-to-back tries. What a little fight back this has been. Chu Xing, big step off the left foot, ducks, weaves, still standing in the tackle, wrestling there before Tahir eventually grabs him by the jersey and says, "You're coming with me." Back towards the middle they go. Fiawi. Little jink close to the line. That's a illegal strip. There's two in the tackle at all times as I think that was Sefo came away with the ball. So more pressure coming up here on the Grange defence. Mount Ridley, I spoke about earlier, whether regardless whether they win this contest or not, whether they can show a bit of fight and stick with Grange for as long as possible in this contest, and they're showing that right here. Now from dummy half, looking to burrow his way over. Plenty of Grange jerseys there. The ball pops out the back to King. A bit of ad-lib footy. Stepping off the left foot, runs into traffic. Promising signs here for Mount Ridley. King calling for it on the left. That's where they go. Ball in hand. Little grubber in behind. Looking to chase through his own kick. It'll be too heavy. Into the back fence it bundles. And Grange will bring it back the other way. So a disappointing end to that attacking raid. Deacon King lives by the sword, dies by the sword. And unfortunately that kick this time not coming off as Fatualia. Fatualia bounces out of the tackle, but the ball spills free. So it'll be a Mount Ridley penalty after all of that. And they're happy to take the 10 metres on offer. So, of course, you can't kick for touch at the Seabrook grounds currently on this near side with construction still underway on the pavilion. So both sides offer the opportunity to take the 10 metres and march it downfield as Fiawi works it forward. In a dummy half is King. Chu Xing hands it off to Asira Fau. Chu Xing a dummy half. King, ball in hand, shows the dummy. Jinx slips out of one tackle. Eventually easy pickings as the ball ripped free once again, and that was blatant from Malga. So a bit of ill discipline sneaking into this Grange defence. You can see that one from all the way over here. Not doing a very subtle job to hide that little plate. And as a result, another full set coming up here for Mount Ridley. They reset, and they go again once through for Feeder. Mount Ridley, oh so close. They can smell the try line. King in a dummy half. Chu Xing, first receiver, had to wait for it momentarily. Thought about the offload, thought better of it. Almost pokes his nose through the other side. Plays the ball with a Grange defender still holding onto the bootlaces. Now the big man goes straight through the edge defence. And Fafita crashes over, and it's back-to-back tries for Mount Ridley. They refuse to go away, and they make the Grange pay for a little bit of ill discipline. And Fafita found himself out in the second row position, close to the sideline he's ever been in his lifetime, and said thank you very much and sliced his way through to grab a 4-pointer. So 22 points to 10 the score. And after that hot Grange start to this first half, what a fight back this has been from Mount Ridley. They've dominated the past 5 minutes or so of action. So Fiao to line up this conversion attempt. I mean, he knocked over the first attempt from the sideline in that Mount Ridley's first try, thanks to Deacon King. Trying to convert for Feeder's 4-pointer right here from the opposite sideline. Steps in, he takes a tumble and it stays out to the right-hand side. So 22 points to 10, the scoreline remains. The Grange leading over Mount Ridley. So just the energy zapped out of this Grange outfit at the moment after such a hot start. And that'll be half-time. So there you have it, the Grange leading 22 points to 10. Well, the Grange, they flew out of the blocks in that first half. 4 tries in quick succession. It was a little mini Mount Ridley comeback at the back end of that first half. 2 tries to finish the first 35. 22 points to 10 the scoreline. Grange leading over Mount Ridley. Grange with a 22 points to 10 lead after that hot start in that first half before a second little fight back from Mount Ridley. Got themselves back into the contest. They now trail by 12 points. Taken there by King. And they'll push off his own man as he tries to launch himself into the Grange defence. Through the middle they go once again. So Chu Xing finds himself with the dummy half duties. Started the game with the 6 on his back. Safety first approach from Mount Ridley to start this game. Could play the ball now. Chu Xing sees his opportunity, tries to get in behind the markers. Tanoa Brown back there. 5th and last for Mount Ridley, looking to complete in their first set of this second half. King puts it high up in the sky. Getting back there was Fatilio. Mussy take it just past his own 30-metre line. Now coming off the back fence is Mullapola. And he charges into the Mount Ridley defence. Outside backs looking to do their bit. Taia assessing options. Finds one in Sivanilla. Bounces out the other side now. Taufoa. Ball back out the outside. Fatilio once again shows his outside. Jinks off the right foot. Ball back on the inside. Looking to work their way through a number of Mount Ridley jerseys. The ball spills free. And it'll be a penalty going the way of the Grange. Well, much like we saw in the first half, Grange quickly asserting their authority in this second. Coming out of the sheds firing. Nice bit of ball movement. Ad-lib footy down this right-hand edge once again. More points coming. Tanoa Brown hands it off to Maiava. He's picked up and driven backwards. Some strong defence from Mount Ridley. Chu Xing in there as well. Tafoa going to weave his way back through traffic. Chopped down around the ankles. Taia and a dummy half. Taia, and he spots a hole and he helps himself. Well, the Red Sea just parted and Latrell Taia helps himself. He says, thank you very much. It's almost all too easy for the Grange number 9. Both markers not communicating. They split and they jump the gun. And as a result, Taia just dives over almost unopposed. So much like the start to the first half, the Grange, they start this second half with the same sort of intensity. This time Latrell Taia getting himself on the scorer's sheet. 26 points to 10, kick to come. So Tanoa Brown lining up this attempt. 3 from 4 already with the boot this afternoon. Looking over the extra 2 points here to make it 28 points to 10. Steps in, strikes it nicely, and that he does. So 28 points to 10, the Grange leading over Mount Ridley. So a real test of the Mount Ridley character here. They were slow out of the gates in the first half, trying to rectify that issue right here. We know this Grange side can pile on the points when they want. They've got strike weapons right across the field. So King just getting himself set before he gets play back underway. Deacon King with a low grubber in, forces the error from the Grange, and once again it's the trick plays off the kickoff, working wonders for this Mount Ridley outfit. And as a result, they'll have a full set in reply, looking to attack the Grange line. Nice little passing there from the big men close to the line. Asira Fowl takes the tackle. Chushing a dummy half. Heavy contact up as the two big men go at it. Pouter tries to drive him backwards. Comes to his right-hand side. King, flat pass, looking to angle back was Fiao. And he draws the penalty. So reset, a full set coming up here for Mount Ridley. Chance to hit back with points of their own in this second half. King hands it off. Working their way towards the post. Takes 3 or 4 Grange defenders to bring him to ground. Chushing has a little slip. Cops around the corner. King putting it through the hands, working his way through traffic. And Mount Ridley respond in the best possible fashion. Fiao, he slices through. And the defensive pressure proves all too much for the Grange on that occasion. It's just simple football there from Mount Ridley, putting it through the hands on that right-hand side. And Fiao just angled his run back in, weaving past some players who had already gone too far across scrambling in defence. And he slams it down to make it 28 points to 14, I should say. It's been a high-scoring affair. Only just a couple of minutes gone in this second half. 2 tries already. And once again, Mount Ridley refusing to go away in this contest. So Fiao lining up this conversion attempt. He's 1 from 2 from his 2 conversion attempts from the sideline in the first half, and that one will be waved away. So scoreline remains 28 points to 14. Grange leading over Mount Ridley. Well, I tell you what, after the Grange, they piled on 4 tries in quick succession in the opening 10 minutes or so of that first half. You thought this could really get ugly for Mount Ridley, but they've fought back nicely, brought it back to a 14-point buffer. As Tanoa Brown gets us back underway. Ball allowed to bounce there for Mount Ridley, straight into the bread basket. They bring it back, charging in, going head-to-head with Sivanella there on that occasion. Vahai there to help out as well. Nice little pass through the middle. Seen a number of occasions the Mount Ridley forwards happy to put that little bit of ball playing tricks up their sleeves. They head up this right-hand side. King happy to tuck it under. It's almost poking his nose through for he ran to a strong shoulder there. Quickly putting him on his back. There it is once again. The 2 front rowers combining. Asira Fowl. He'll be tackled on his own 40-metre line. Chushing down the short side. Look, running out of real estate. Had to reel it in and does well to keep it in. The pass almost left behind him as Tunavasa will be taken. 5th and last here for Mount Ridley. Comes back. King puts a kick crossfield. It's a wobbly old attempt. It will bounce in behind Coretti. He has to go back and collect. Now watch the fireworks show. He turns on the afterburners, gets away from 1, gets away from 2 before Chushing drags him to ground. Tanoa Brown in a dummy half, and he found Mulapalo, but the ball spilt free. Chance for a counter punch here from Mount Ridley. Ball hits the deck. Hawk out. It's a chance to bring this back within 8 points. What a turnaround this has been from Mount Ridley after that first 10 minutes of play. They were shell-shocked, but they have refused to go away. Another try, perhaps. And nice vision there from Chushing. He saw the markers weren't square. Took full advantage and earned his side a penalty. This has been the other area that's caused the Grange some grief, is the ill-discipline defending their own goal line. It's a number of times they've given away a penalty late in the tackle count. Just allowing Mount Ridley to pile on the pressure once again. They look to go to this left-hand side. Fiao straightens. Brought down just shy. Chu Xing from dummy half. Quickly seized upon there. Vahai, well aware of what he was trying to do. King shows him his right. It's a falcon into the hands of an accidental offside. Just wasn't expecting the pass. It flew across the face of a number of Mount Ridley jumpers. And unfortunately just broke down there for Mount Ridley at the worst possible time. So Grange, they take the 10 metres on offer. If you're just tuning in, of course, can't kick for touch on this near sideline. So just taking the 10 metres on display. Well, a sniper got him. Coretti gets up and goes again. Eventually will play the ball 20 metres out. Fataleo hands it off, and the outside backs doing their bit to help out the big boys through the middle. This time eventually in Sivanella's hands. Fataleo finds himself in the number 9 duties once again. Fataleo takes a run, taking the metres on offer, breaks straight through. He's got support, he's outside, he's inside, goes to Tanua Brown. And just like that, the Grange, they pile on the points once again. It was the work from Marcy Fataleo from dummy half. He just took the metres on offer and showed coolness to just pass the ball back on the inside. And Casey Tanua Brown goes over untouched under the sticks. So Mount Ridley, they were oh so close to scoring down the other end of the field. They cough up the fill. In Grange, they take it 100 metres the other way. KC Tanua Brown scoring his first try of the afternoon. So to convert his own try from right in front. To make it out to a 20-point lead. Tanua Brown adds the extras. So play about to get back underway. Just chasing a football, Deacon King is left without after Tanua Brown's conversion attempt sailed over the post at the back. So will we see another trick shot here from Mount Ridley? It's worked to great effect already in this game. They've won the ball back off the kickoff twice. See what Deacon King's got in store for us here. Just see a few of the Grange players move their way up on the 10-metre line, but he opts for the old. Just barges it down the end of field and picked up and driven into the turf. Well, if they're not going to do the trick play off the kickoff, they'll happily roll their sleeves up in defence. But the nice counter punch there from Grange, this time charging on the ball, taking a few extra post contact metres with him was Vahai. Ball eventually will shift out on his right-hand side, shows on the inside, creates the time and space, pops the ball around the corner. Mulapalo, he gets past one and eventually chopped down around the ankles there by Kolomalu. His ball keeps to play on. Still going here through the Grange. It comes to that man once again. Matthew Coretti, make that 4. Well, they kept the ball alive. It looked as though Mulapala was going to get brought to ground. He popped the ball back up, and they kept it going. Fisso found Matthew Coretti, who makes it try number 4. And just like that on the set, straight from the kickoff, Grange put it out to that right-hand side. And there's very little the Mount Ridley defence can do. So you just wonder, will the points continue to flow here for the Grange as the legs begin to tire for Mount Ridley now. Mount Ridley look pretty stretched on their bench. 1 or 2 players left to bring some kind of relief. You see a fully stocked bench for the Grange as Tanua Brown knocks that conversion attempt all the way onto field 3 once again. They'll do well to find a footy now. Doesn't seem any great urgency for Mount Ridley to make their way back up to get play back underway. So they'll need to grab a football. So the ball eventually makes its way back out into the middle. Tell you what, if Tanua Brown keeps getting these conversion attempts from right in front, we might not have any footballs left. That's 2 he's dispatched now. So King to get us back underway. 40 points to 14, the scoreline. Comes across, taken on the chest there by Famawina. Famawina brings it back, breaks out of 1 tackle before eventually being finished off on his own 40-metre line. Fatuliai, a dummy half. Quickly straight through the middle they go. Barlow Sewer bursts through. He's got plenty of pace. Looking to weave his way through traffic. Eventually, the numbers get back through and brings him to ground. They're shot to his left-hand side. Fatuliai, first receiver, steps off his right, steps off his left, trips over and eventually taken there by King. Tanua Brown, dummy half, shows the dummy. Coretti opts to take the tackle. They'll look to head it back towards the post. Little juggle, bounces away from the would-be tackle of Hawkow. Hawkow comes again for the second time of asking. Fatuliai, happy to dish it out through. Little grubber in from the lock forward. Chasing through, and Mount Ridley batted dead. So it'll be touched by the Grange, so they'll bring it out for a 20-metre tap. How about the confidence from TJ Civadella? Big man wearing the number 13 on his back this afternoon. Put the little kick in behind. It wasn't too far away from working out for the Grange, but nonetheless, it'll be Mount Ridley ball. Brought here through Tanivasa. Fiao resumes dummy half duties. Now drifting crossfield, trying to get on the outside of Tanua Brown. Runs out of real estate, and Tanua Brown quickly brings him to ground just shy of halfway. Back towards the middle they go. Stop start. Now eventually Fiao gets things going once again for Mount Ridley. Chu Shing in a dummy half. Ilo. Nice little pass close to the line for Feeder. Scored their second try for the afternoon. King shows it. Straightens. 4 tackles gone. In good field position here, Mount Ridley. For Feeder. Ilo pops the ball around the corner. Little juggle there from Tanivasa. And eventually Tanivasa will be tackled. 5th and last coming up for Mount Ridley. What have they got at the back in this set? King steaming onto it down the short side. Tries to do it all himself. Drops the basketball pass like round the corner. And they couldn't handle it. And as a result, the Grange hold on. So Deacon King came from almost the other side of the field, steaming onto that pass. Just ran out of room and tried the ball in one hand. Xavier Halagigi couldn't handle it. And as a result, the Grange defence survives once again. So Tanua Brown gets the restart of play back underway. Fataliai quickly hands it on. Looks to be offer on the field for the Grange now. Now Malga, he had an electric start to the first half. Had a try and a try assist to his name within virtually the first 2 minutes of play. And what was almost carbon copy of his first try attempt before he handed off to Matthew Coretti, who of course has 4 tries already this afternoon. Fataliai from dummy half does a little 360 that finds no friends and opts to take the tackle himself. Only after wrestling in the tackle there of Froon. Goes to his left-hand side. Putting it through the hands, spinning, turning away. Sefo pops the ball back on the inside around the bootlaces. It's picked up in one hand by Kolomalu. And Kolomalu sets sail before eventually Sefo gets back to clean up. It's a bit of ad-lib footy, high risk, high reward, and not paying off for Grange at the current moment. Chu Shing, he's lost the headgear, I believe. And he's driven back. Strong contact. Grange defence not relenting. Comes out King, first receiver. Pops the offload around the corner. Ilo slips out of one. Eventually handled there. And offloads continue to flow here for Mount Ridley. Skips out of one tackle for Feeder. Still driving the legs for Feeder. It's on a one-on-one battle there with Mulapalo. And the ball spilt free. Once again, it's that stripping motion from the Grange, not getting away with it. And for Feeder draws the penalty. $40-14 the score. Chance for a bit of late joy here for Mount Ridley, perhaps. King. On to Chu Shing. Chu Shing with all sorts of pace. The ball stripped free. And it'll be an error against Mount Ridley. Well, from the ensuing set, they had a full set up their sleeve. Chu Shing, he turned on the pace, but he left his ball handling skills behind and comes up with the untimely error. So another let off here for the Grange. Well, I stand corrected. It'll be a Mount Ridley ball after all of that, so it must have been stripped at, played at by the Grange and come off a Grange hand. So as a result, while it might have been a one-on-one strip, the knock-on from the ensuring ruckus as Chu Shing tries to feed it through unsuccessfully on the first time of asking. So after all of that, Mount Ridley will have a full set attacking the Grange's line. And they're going to say, let's try this third time lucky. Let's see if third time it really is a charm. As Chu Shing eventually feeds it through, delicately done so. Now King putting a little shift on this right-hand side. Kolomalu straightens and he's grabbed around the bootlaces there by Malka. Go to this right-hand side once again. They had numbers if they used them. They opt to go all himself and the ball left behind, and it's another strip. No surprises, the Grange using that tactic time and time again, defending their own line. I'm still yet to see them come away with a successful strip. It's just been penalty after penalty. As for Feeder, looks to bundle his way close to the line. Mount Ridley in the box seat to add to their point-scoring tally this afternoon. Ball comes out the back. Looking to burrow his way close to the line. No way through for Fiao. And he's driven back by Fatiliai. King first receiver. Flat pass across. Eloy tried to pop it around the corner. The ball spill free now. The counter punch from Grange. Barlow Sewer came away with it. And now the outside back's looking to chip in. Bouncing out of the tackle of a foul. Still going out on this left-hand side. Now they straighten. Almost poking his nose through was Malga. Here goes Tanua Brown. Cut out pass, and it can't be reeled in on that far corner by Fisso. It was nice vision from the young half. He put his winger into open space. Just couldn't handle the pass, and the ball spills out over the touchline. It's the second time we've seen Grange chance their hand coming out of their own end. Just continues to invite Mount Ridley to set up shop down here attacking the Grange defensive line. Now, play back underway. So coming into the final stages of this round 2 clash, Grange have been the better outfit all afternoon, but you've got to give some credit to this Mount Ridley side. They've refused to go away. Scored 3 tries of their own, made Grange's life difficult at times. They're 40 metres out right now. 2 tackles gone. King, first receiver, shows it. He's been a workhorse there this afternoon, Deacon King. He's been running the show so far for Mount Ridley. Chu Xing trying to chip in. The jersey comes flying off. Wrestling there with Vahai. Comes out King. It's a low driving kick in, looking to get in behind Mulapalo. And he brings it back. Nice bit of footwork, looking to weave his way through some tired forwards through the middle. Fatilea, dummy half. Nice pass close to the line. Sivanilla gets him up to 40-metre line. Continue to work it through. Mayava almost pokes his nose through. Pops the ball around the corner. Offers off to the races. And eventually dragged down. Grange have got all the running. Mount Ridley do well to hold them out here. Now, Malka. He's chopped down. Happy to go one off the ruck stuff. Fadilei now from dummy half. Looks to straighten. Get him behind the markers. And he gives it back to the man who just played the ball. And Malga has a double. He scored their opening try and he finds himself on the try scorer sheet once again. Great vision. Marcy Fatilei just caught the markers napping and took full advantage. So Tanua Brown to add the extras to make this 46 points to 14. He steps in, he strikes it nicely, and for the 3rd straight time, Casey Tanua Brown says goodbye ball as that one sails off onto field 3 once again. As the full-time siren sounds, and there you have it, 46 points to 14. It's the Grange victors over Mount Ridley here at Seabrook Reserve for this round 2 Storm Cup clash. Well, it was a hot start to begin that first half from Grange. It was a little mini fight back from Mount Ridley midway through, but ultimately the Grange proving too good And they continue their undefeated run to start the 2023 campaign.